Let's talk about some of the typical side effects that you might encounter with methylfolate. It might actually surprise you to learn that a vitamin can give you unwanted symptoms. Stay with us through the entire video, and you're going to learn about not only what kinds of side effects, but also how to interpret some of the reactions that you might be having, and what to do to maybe reverse some of the negative symptoms if you have any. I've been studying methylfolate since 2011, long before most people have ever actually heard of it. I learned about it through an OBGYN, and he was actually able to save his son's life using the nutrient. And I was really convinced by not only his science, but my particular personal journey with it, as well as an overwhelming response that I have gotten from customers with the nutrient. So many have sent us testimonials telling us about how powerful this particular form of folate's been, both for their mood levels, their quality of life. And I know that this particular folate has really changed my life. And it's why I became kind of obsessed with being a methylfolate expert and ensuring that the methylfolate that I take and put in my body every day has not only the best chemistry but quality on the planet. So what are some of the specific side effects? You'll typically see them in three main categories, and I'll describe them in order of what I hear about most from customers, which I interpret to be most common. So the three areas are one, basically body and pain related, two, central nervous system related, and three, more energy, emotion, or mood related. So let's talk about body and pain related symptoms first. I think these are very flu-like effects that some people will actually have. They can be very troublesome reactions, things like fatigue, digestion, stomach upset, muscle and joint pain, headache, and sometimes even rashes. These kind of symptoms can often be explained as a detoxification reaction that's happening within the body. When methylfolate gets in the body, one of the things it promotes and amps up is glutathione, which is our body's greatest antioxidant. But if we're already carrying a significant toxic burden, we need to really heed our speed with methylfolate. A large toxic burden would not be abnormal if we've had a lifetime of not having our folate metabolism system online and working optimally. For us, due to a genetic MTHFR, right, or other reasons, maybe we're taking some medications that aren't working well for the folate receptors. Some of us have other genetic challenges around liver detoxification and the detoxification phases in the body, which make detoxification more complicated and harder on us from a symptomatic standpoint when we're trying to remove the bad guys. This toxic buildup is likely one of the reasons that we're having health problems to start, and we've actually chosen to take methylfolate in the first place. But it might also mean that we have to start with lower doses and go slower with the amount of methylfolate that we introduce into our bodies. So listen to your body and don't push it beyond what's tolerable. If you're taking methylfolate to feel better and you feel like you're fighting the flu, then you might want to make a change because you're not really helping your quality of life quite like you're trying to. So secondly, we have the central nervous system related symptoms, which are another category that you might encounter side effects around. So things like maybe heightened anxiety, heart palpitations, feeling like you've had a little too much caffeine. These can feel really scary, actually, and like you want them to stop immediately. Being aware that you might encounter an uptick in these types of unwanted symptoms can help you prepare and watch out for them. So just in case they crop up, then you'll be able to take action and potentially reverse symptoms. Stay tuned for the details around how we're going to help you get rid of unwanted overmethylation side effect symptoms. We'll provide those details for you here at the end. It's also worth noting that many people who actually have anxiety can find that methylfolate will alleviate anxiety. So for me personally, anxiety was a mild to moderate symptom that I dealt with, but actually with a healthy dose of methylfolate in my body, it actually helped really kind of chill me out a bit. So that anxiety was reduced. So knowing that anxiety could get better or could get worse, possibly, when you take methylfolate, just be aware so that you could take action if you need to, and you don't want to ride out those symptoms, because the overreaction symptoms can be a little intense, and even though they may only take a few hours to, maybe a day at most, it's still, nobody likes to be in that sort of extreme state. Okay, finally, the third category of overmethylation side effects, or too much folate, falls into sort of the energy, mood, emotion-related area. These kind of side effects entail things like being really overamped up, angry, and for some folks even aggressive. Having an excess amount of negative energy that's not able to be well controlled is how some folks will describe it. Personally, I've not seen a lot of these kinds of symptoms from customers, but I know this can happen for some folks, so just to be aware. So your question is, what do I do if I start encountering these negative side effects? And what I would suggest is, if you feel like you're taking too much methylfolate, you feel like this is what these negative symptoms are coming from, you'd start with about 50 milligrams of niacin, and that's the specific form nicotinic acid, not niacinamide, because niacinamide will not stop your overmethylation reaction. But if you take 50 milligrams every 30 to 45 minutes until your yucky side effects stop, then you stop taking that niacin. So you may end up needing to take 150 milligrams, you may end up only needing to take 50, you may need to take 300, you just gauge it. 50 milligrams every 30 to 45 minutes. When your symptoms stop, you're good. Basically what niacin does is it's going to eat up the excess methyl groups, and methylfolate actually gives you extra methyl groups, so if you have too many methyl groups and your body is overmethylating, then that niacin will kind of eat some of that up for you. Lastly, we encourage you to watch our short video about methylfolate dosage, exactly how much to take and when. That way you can have a good approach to starting your methylfolate journey. It's an easy way to minimize side effects. Just search for Methyl-Life dosage video and you should find it on YouTube. Or you can go to our website at methyl-life.com/dosage. So just a disclaimer here, I'm not a doctor, I'm not making recommendations. These are for educational purposes only, and so talk to your doctor if you are working with methylfolate and you're having unwanted symptoms. Just making some suggestions about options you could talk with them about. If you thought this video was valuable, please give us a thumbs up or a comment or share it with a friend. This helps us get the word out to more people who would find this information helpful for their own health journey. When you watch until the end and you engage with us, YouTube considers this information valuable and surface it more readily for the people that come behind you. Until next time, this is Jamie Hope at Methyl-Life, wishing you the best of health.